Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, we're going to give you a bit of a review here on the LiteHawk 2. Now, I do have a video up on the actual first LiteHawk, and so I thought I'd do one on the LiteHawk 2 because I have this one as well. Now, there are some differences between them, and I actually brought out my LiteHawk 1, and so the canopy, as far as the paint jobs and that go, they're a little bit different from each other as far as paint jobs go. The blades are the same. You can interchange the blades. What you will find is a little bit different, and this depends on when you got your LiteHawk 1, but there is a difference in the shaft thicknesses for the blade supports and whatnot. Now, LiteHawk does have a video, actually a couple of videos, explaining all the differences between the two, and there's a few differences between them, but otherwise when you look at these things, you know, beside each other, they look exactly the same, you know, other than of course the canopies and the paint job type of deal they did on the blades. So but there's other differences yet too. The LiteHawk 1 does not have any control over the lights to turn them on and off, and it doesn't have access to speed control. So that's two major things that did change. Where the LiteHawk 2, it actually has these buttons on the top, one's for the lights and one's for acceleration control. So you can change your speed, fast or slow, turn the lights on or off. There's a little difference in the remotes. This one's got more of like a ball top to it, where I'll grab my LiteHawk 1 remote. And you'll notice on the LiteHawk 1 remote, the a little bit different on the thumb rests, okay, or the sticks. And this one here is a narrower type of dealie on your left side for your throttle, okay, so it looks different. Your turning stick or right stick, basically the same sort of dealie. Okay, you have your location of your trim controls in the same place. They both use 6 AA batteries. You can charge them with the USB chargers, or you can use the chargers that are built into the remotes. Okay, so you can charge them either way. You can also select between A, B, and C channels on these. So this way you have no interference with 2 LiteHawks that are the same, or 2 that are different. There won't be any interference. And I did do some testing to see if one remote would interfere with the other. Same with the helicopters, and there's absolutely no interference. You can have both of these helicopters on A, B, or C, however you want to do it. You can fly no problem with your buddy and have no interference. So that's awesome that you can do that and have absolutely zero interference whatsoever. So now, as far as the weight goes, they seem to be both the same weight ratio. Everything else seems to be the same on these things. They both fly relatively, you know, the same. You know, they hover great. They you know, fly, control great. Sticks are really sensitive, so you know, you can get all that in between stuff. So you're not just stuck going forward, backwards, left, or right. You can actually go in between and do some other stuff. And we'll show you some of that flying in a minute. So we're going to jump into a flight review. Now, battery lifespan on these, they're between, I guess, about 5 to 8 minutes flight time. You know, and like I tell everybody, whenever you're going to stop flying, you know, and you should stop before you can't control it. But it will let you know definitely that your battery power is getting too low, because it won't be able to keep the heli in the air. But always let it cool down for about 10 to 20 minutes. I usually recommend at most 20 minutes, but 10 is usually sufficient. And then you can recharge the battery, and it takes about roughly 40 minutes to recharge the battery, and you're ready to go for another round. So that being said, let's take this thing out into the living room, and we'll give you a flight review and show you how this one flies. And we'll see you in a second. Alright guys, so we're back, and we're going to do our flight review for you. This is basically slow mode. So we'll kick it up a notch and we put on the fast mode. And we crashed. That's okay, we're allowed to crash. These things will take a good beating. Now, if you know you are about to crash, kill the throttle quick, and you'll save damaging any of the pinion gears and any other parts. And as you can see, this is a pretty stable little helicopter. Turn the lights off. It doesn't take a lot of throttle to get this in the air or even keep it in the air. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do a dead stop, and we're going to see what the acceleration curve is like on this. So we're just going to hit like full throttle real quick. So it's not bad. Try that again. So that's not too bad, it's pretty respectable. And in for landing. So I mean, overall it's a pretty good little helicopter. Flies nice, hovers nice, acceleration button works. You know, it's not a whole lot of extra speed, but it's a little bit of extra speed. Light control, turn off the lights, save you some battery power, which is actually going to increase your flight time maybe, I don't know, 8 seconds. I mean, it really doesn't, those lights really don't chew up that much. So you're really not increasing a lot, but if you find the lights are annoying, you can shut them off, which is the nice thing, because on the LiteHawk 1, like I said, you can't shut the lights off. So if you get annoyed by the flashing lights, on the LiteHawk 2, you can turn the lights on and off, and you get the benefit of the speed control as well. So I don't know, I think it's worth the money, and LiteHawk has full part support. There's not one part you cannot get from LiteHawk for this thing. It's just, they have an awesome parts access area on their website, and the parts are reasonably priced. I'm very happy with their prices. So you know, if you smash your landing gear, busted tail booms, boom support, if you run out of blades, because you only get, I think, 2 spare blades with these things, 1A and 1B, you can get extra sets of A's, extra sets of B's, you know, and it's going to be hard for you to break them too, because they are very flexible. You know, I mean, you can bend these things right over like this, you know, straighten it right back out if it does stay up. You know, you can hit these things into just about anything. If it's running, you know, and you kind of, let's say you knock into somebody. Turn that on. You know, you're not going to get hurt. So, pretty good. Very, like I said, very crash friendly. You know, but the one thing you got to do is you got to kill that throttle. If you know you're about to crash or you do slam into a wall, kill that throttle quick. Because the worst thing that can happen is you'll end up on your side and your throttle's still up. That's when you're going to start ripping into the pinion gear on the motor and maybe even your main gears. So you don't want to do that. So try and do your emergency stop, and it's going to take a lot of times before that would actually do the damage. But try to avoid it, and then you can avoid having to order parts, right? So anyways, that's our review. That's our flight review, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.